Hello, I am Emily McRoberts-Froese, and I serve as a Senior Education Leadership Executive here at Jamf.
And I'm Tracy Joy Joyce, a sales engineer here at Jamf.
So today we have an agenda. We'll be going over these 5 points. We look forward to sharing with you an overview about Jamf, looking at what purpose deployment means to us here, what is Declarative Device Management or DDM, how does DDM and MDM work together, and bringing DDM into your environment.
Thanks, Em. We are proud of the education community we support. Jamf is now helping over 40 million students globally succeed with Apple across over 40,000 schools via one-to-one and shared Apple devices. We are so grateful for this community and are proud to serve it. As you can see illustrated here, our solution reach is broad across the globe. And Jamf is the only company in the world that provides complete management and security for an Apple-first environment. With Jamf, you're able to manage, secure, and extend the Apple experience with deep integrations with Microsoft, Google, and other education solutions to deliver a complete experience in education, opening up new learning and teaching opportunities. Now back over to you, Em, to talk about purposeful deployment.
Thank you, Tracy. Purposeful deployment at Jamf. So what might the different purposes be throughout the journey? We know that devices need to be managed so that they are set up to meet the purpose they were deployed for. That means ensuring they are all up to date, apps are managed correctly so that they can be planned for in curriculum, and that's the system needs to be simple, and this system needs to be as simple as possible to meet the needs of whoever is asked or tasked with the management and lifecycle of the devices. When it comes to security, we know that it is essential that the devices are protected from cyber threats to maintain confidence in their use, especially when cyber attacks are being on the rise. Having security measures in place to guard against malware, phishing, and cryptojacking is part of the security element, though. Making sure that students are equally safe while learning online is just as important. That way, confidence is high and these devices can be used whenever needed. Knowing that networks and end users are protected, whether in school or at home. Engagement is an important step because once the devices are set up and secured, they need to be utilized to meet the purpose of supporting the learning and teaching. And that means engaging those end users that may not be confident with technology as confident with technology as others, or simply thinking about eliminating distractions or saving workload. And finally, empowering end users, be that the end user of the management and security of the devices in general, or the end users of the devices that are used in the learning spaces. It is important to ensure that devices are utilized to meet the need of all learners. Now let's take a walk through the journey that showcases a purposeful deployment. You start with the decision to purchase your Apple devices based on the knowledge that they will be used in transformative ways to impact learner outcomes. You set them up using Apple School Manager and Jamf School to ensure that they are managed effectively, personalized to the end user, and can easily be supported with updates when IT determines the need. Identity is integrated with our legacy systems. That provides users with access to both the device and the functional tools required to stay connected. Having all of this in place ensures end users are ready to go with the tools straight out of the box, and Jamf Teacher and Apple Classroom are ready to go with the students in the correct classes. Next, we use configurations for apps like Shobi and GoodNotes, providing these essential learning tools to connect students with their personalized learning environment, while keeping in mind the wide range of integrated core apps like Keynote and Clips that support learner choice and bring creativity into the learning environment. We can then extend our security solution to wrap everything up, ensuring learners can learn fearlessly anywhere learning takes place. layering in the content filtering and network threat defense with Jamf Safe Internet, Jamf Protect, and Jamf Connect. All of this is underpinned by a strong, seamless, and integrated management and security solution. Lastly, we want to make sure our educators feel empowered and have access to programs offered by both Jamf and Apple to ensure they will feel confident in using these new tools. With Jamf for K-12, we provide a range of capabilities in our tools to meet the customer's needs, and with a wide range of needs to be met, focusing on specific personas helps bring value to the offer. For example, if we focus on the obvious management tools in IT, an IT admin may need, these initial capabilities will be in clear focus. But when we start to look at the wider needs of other personas involved, meeting their needs as an IT admin is crucial, and these capabilities, which may not be an initial focus, can bring value to cutting down on IT admin time and resources. And then, looking at the wider capabilities to the curriculum leadership or educator needs, highlighting the solutions that may not be an IT focus, but again, save them time and reduce help desk tickets is a huge value to our customers. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Tracy, who's going to share with us a little bit more about DDM.
Thanks, Sam. So what is DDM? In order to understand why DDM is the future, we need to understand how MDM works presently. As much as you might think that your MDM server talks directly to your devices, that's not actually the case. Here's what's actually happening every time your MDM server wants to talk to your devices. You send a command from your MDM, in our example here, it's Jamf School, and from there, that request is sent to Apple's APNS or Apple Push Notification Service. APNS asks the device to check in with Jamf School. The device then reaches out to Jamf School saying, "Hey, I've been asked to check in." Then, only after the device has checked in, does Jamf School then say, "I have something I want you to do." And that something could be a host of things, from install a profile to update your details, or installing an app, or maybe all three of those things. Once the device has received the command to do the things, it responds back to Jamf School saying, "Okay, thumbs up, I'll do the things." But if Jamf School wants to check in on that device to see if it's done all the things, it has to go through the complete process again. Just you asking, "Hey, update me," and if the answer is "I'm installing the app," we could see a third time that this exchange happens. Now think about how many devices we have in our schools. All of this network traffic we've just seen is for one device. Just imagine it multiplied by many transactions per day and by hundreds or thousands of devices in your deployment. In addition, if the device changes state at any time before Jamf School asks for another check-in, it has no idea of that change. And if the MDM server has no idea of the change, guess who else doesn't know? You, the admin. This time, Jamf School, through blueprints, delivers something called a declaration to the device. And a declaration might include multiple things, actions, or configurations. And DDM also makes the device smart. Once the device has completed the first action or configuration, it reports back to Jamf autonomously and in real time without the need for Jamf School to ask for an update. The same can be said for items 2 and 3. Not only this, but in Apple's vision, the device can be smart enough to say, "You cannot activate item 3 until item 2 is done." In the real world, that might look like you cannot install Outlook until you've configured a passcode on your device. As you can see, the whole thing is a lot less chatty. It's more efficient as we're getting information back in real time without delay and making the device way more clever. So what does this look like for the Jamf School admin? Let's take a look. The best news is that as a Jamf School admin, there's nothing for you to do to configure as long as you're using Jamf School 11.1.0 or later. Jamf School will automatically send a remote management command to enable declarative device management on eligible devices. Eligible devices are those that have Mac OS 13 or later, iOS 16.1 or iPad OS 16.1 or later, or tvOS 16 or later. When declarative device management is enabled, devices automatically report state changes for subscribed status items to Jamf School via the status channel. With new device inventory items of declarative device management supported and declarative device management enabled in the Jamf School console, it's easy to see your eligible devices and if they have DDM enabled. So, here's the best part. In early April, we started releasing the new Jamf School blueprints to customers in phases. Blueprints leverages declarative device management to ensure devices meet a particular management state. You can use blueprints to scope management settings to devices using customizable components that include payloads and their configurable settings, all in one location. Using declarative device management enables devices to proactively and autonomously apply those scoped managed settings and report state changes to the MDM server asynchronously, streamlining the device management workflow. You can access blueprints by navigating to Blueprints in the sidebar of your Jamf School instance. For more information on this powerful new feature, check out the Jamf School Blueprints configuration guide by scanning the QR code or going to jamf.it/jsblueprints. Now back over to Em to wrap things up for us.
Thanks, Tracy. During our time together, I hope you've learned a little bit more about Jamf and our ideas behind purposeful deployment. And I'm so grateful that Tracy was able to share with us more about declarative device management, or DDM, and how DDM and MDM work together, and also how to bring DDM into your environment. Before we leave, I want to make sure you have some additional resources. Here we see an offering to learn more about the 5 Apple features to drive education. I highly recommend scanning this QR code and checking it out. If you're unable to scan, please note this information will be included in the follow-up communication. Next up, we have our Jamf Nation and our Jamf Marketplace. Jamf Nation, first and foremost, we are nothing without our customers. It has been proven with the Jamf Nation community. This online forum is home to over 100,000 Apple, IT-focused individuals that learn from each other, discuss best practices, and have access to a wealth of resources and third-party tools. Feel free to create an account today and join into the discussion. Second, we have our Jamf Marketplace, tools and resources to help make sure your Jamf platforms are more useful to our customers. Lastly, I'm excited to share with you our annual Jamf Nation User Conference is coming up on October 7th through the 9th, 2025 in Denver, Colorado. This is one of the largest gatherings of Apple enthusiasts around. Please join us and jot down this information for future consideration. Thank you all for your time today. We look forward to hearing from you.